Back live tonight, John in Focus. Let's look at this now. Unions have consistently expressed concern over stagnant economic growth and the ANC government's lack of urgency in addressing economic problems. The National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union has, however, promised to back the ANC in the upcoming elections. Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala has more.
The National Education, Health and Allied Workers Union has thrown its weight behind the African National Congress ahead of the 2024 general elections. This is despite the union's discontent with the South African economy, which it says remains stagnant with no prospect of growth. Nehawu says the situation has worsened under the 6th administration.
Indeed, this dire economic situation has resulted to the current crisis of deepening unemployment, inequality and poverty that confronts millions of our people. South Africa remains the most unequal society in the world. We are extremely disappointed by the lack of courage, agency and decisiveness from government on the pressing need to address the economic crisis and the crisis of social reproduction facing our people.
The union has also come out in support of the much criticized NHI bill.
It is important for all South Africans to access universal health care coverage, irrespective of their social standing in society, irrespective of the pocket of how deep their pocket is. It's important that the funding and the infrastructure of healthcare system should be equal and should be fit for purpose, but should service all South Africans. We think that this thing of people, business people, turning themselves into healthcare providers, when they look at the sick people, they look at them as a market from which they must make profit. We think it must come to an end.
Furthermore, the union says it's joining the socialist movement that is aimed at fighting injustices in the country.
It's a movement that seeks to galvanize people to fight for or against gender imbalances or inequalities, economic inequalities, including the racial inequalities. I mean, if you look at the poverty in this country, it has got the color and it has got the agenda. If you look into wage inequality in this country, it has got a color and it was an agenda. Economic exclusion is a color and it's an agenda. It needs a movement that's going to galvanize. And for us, we have identified the South African Communist Party to be the leader of that socialist movement.
Nehawu has also condemned the National Treasury austerity measures. They say this is an offence against the public servants, which has had an impact on the delivery of services in health, education and policy. Nehawu says these austerity measures generate record levels of unemployment, inequality and poverty. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Nqobile Madlala in Johannesburg.